Hello and welcome to the Ring the Bell podcast. I'm your host, the one and only Jason Kent. And with us, as always, is Johnny Mack. Chris isn't with us today. He is on vacation. He's down in Texas now. He'll be doing the All-Star game. He's visiting family, so hopefully he's having a good time. But the show must go on. And what a show it was this week. It was a tale of two halves of a week, and it's the first half, I feel like everyone was really excited and you felt good. And then I can't be true to myself. Listen, I can't not get mad about, if I'm getting super mad about losses in April, I got to get mad about losses now. And I think I don't care if you swept the LA Dodgers. Yes, it was great. And yes, we'll talk about it. We'll get into that. But I think, John, I'm not too angry, right? Like this, you can't lose 2-3 going into the All-Star break against this team.
Yeah, you simply can't. It's almost like they're like, oh, we just flipped the Dodgers. Look, we're the best team in the National League, the best team in baseball. We have the Athletics coming up. Oh, the All-Star break. Oh, let's just get through this series. Let's go on the All-Star break for us who are playing. We'll go enjoy the weekend for us that aren't playing in it. We get a week off. We get a week off. That's what it felt like. It felt like they just weren't prepared and ready to play, and the A's were ready to play, and they struck, and they were hitting the ball over the park. The pitching was terrible. It was better yesterday than it was today and on Friday, but it's just a bad weekend, in general for, a team that just swept the second best team in the National League and, a World Series, the World Series favorite at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, it's, man, like I kind of, if you're going to sit here and tell me Friday night, okay, I can get Friday night.
Well, you just swept the Dodgers. You just swept the Dodgers.
Yes.
And you say you're going to lose Friday night. All right, that
1,000%.
And then they came back. They
come
won
back
Saturday, and then they put a performance like today. Today was just embarrassing.
The way they dominated Saturday, though, I figured, okay, they righted the ship. We give them the sweep. You have that kind of like the NFL terms. You have that, okay, it's the trap game. You got a little bit of a trap. You're feeling yourself, so you're not really worried Friday night. But today against a pitcher who on the road has an ERA over 9, against this lineup, and you can sit here and tell me. I know Chris said they kind of wrapped it up and. They kind of showed that when they had Kirkring opening the game, and then you have Mercado coming out, but you still have your big bats in the lineup. You're still playing your boys. So to me, it wasn't a throwaway game. You're still trying to win this game if you have everybody playing.
They just went through the motions today. They were like, let's get to this break. Let's go.
If your team, after what I saw last year, and no, I don't think I'm being dramatic about this, after what we watched and witnessed in the playoffs last year, where we totally collapsed against Arizona, where we were so hot.
Any team in baseball,
exactly.
You can't. It doesn't matter who they are.
You can't believe you're feeling like that, and that's what I feel like. This series was. They felt like they kind of, like you said, they can go in and just show up, and you can't. You got your asses handed to you by the Oakland Athletics, who put up 18 runs, who's hit 8 home runs today, the most home runs in a game since 1999. That was. And I definitely don't believe I'm overreacting. This is pathetic. You can't do this if you're the best team in baseball.
Mm-hmm. It was a good audition for Brent Rooker, though, to be the next Phillies left fielder.
Listen, as of right now, I'm sending the whole damn team down. I don't care. Bryce Harper, you're going down after this performance. Garrett Stubbs, you're totally not a pitcher now. We know that.
No, you can't catch. No, you weren't even a catcher.
But it was. I'm just very upset, and I just can't believe this happened. It bothersome. You expect your team to show up. To me, this was a statement. You're going in. Yes, you swept the Dodgers. Come in and stamp it off. Stamp it off. You beat Oakland's ass. You go into the All-Star break.
You sweep Oakland, and you thought, oh my God, there's a team that they're going to talk about all All-Star weekend. How you just swept the Dodgers. You won 6 in a row. Did they win last Sunday? I can't remember. Did they win last Sunday?
I don't. Yeah, but I can't
remember if they won exactly. But you're going in with at least a 6-game winning streak, and
even if you lose one,
but
I'm still okay.
You look so hot, and they're like, you're going to be the talk of the town All-Star weekend. I mean, now you're going to be like, you're still going to be the talk of the town, but people are going to be like, didn't they just get their asses handed to them by Oakland? Like, that's going to be like, are they really for real, or are they just they show up sometimes? And they'll be like, well, the Dodgers, they're missing 5 starters. Would that really happen if they were, but if you go there and you sweep Oakland, then it's going to be like,
You
You
put the
mean yeah.
But okay, I'm enough with being negative. I want to get a little positive. Let's go into the beginning of the week because I think that's where everybody, as negative we just were. It was
Well, I
beautiful.
would have stated this: Shohei Ohtani is still yet to hit a home run against the Philadelphia Phillies. One of two teams he has yet to homer against, and
Really,
we own that guy. I forget who the other team was, but there's two teams he has yet to hit a home run against, and it's the Phillies and somebody else. Because he did hit one against the Angels this year, so it's not the Angels, so it's still another team. But the Phillies are one of the teams he's yet to homer against. So let's keep that streak going.
but when you look at that series, John, what were you most impressed by? Because I to
The
me,
pitching,
that's what I
the
say.
pitching, because it's like I get it now. With those starters, they didn't have their best guys out there. Bobby Miller just got sent down, after having a pretty good year last year, but he's been awful all year. Gavin Stone's been a pretty good, pitcher for them. And then Knack has been a good pitcher for them too. So even though they have depth and those arms are still pretty good and they still score runs, I like to see against a fully healthy rotation, but who knows at this point with that team? I mean, uh Dustin May just had a torn esophagus. So
Yeah,
like
they're
they have
losing some.
they're just getting hurt and
That's a
hurt
weird
into it.
injury too, by
It's
the way.
yeah. So all that stuff's going on there. But I mean, the pitching. I mean, that lineup. Even though Mookie Betts not a lineup, that's still
It's
a
still a
damn good.
dangerous lineup. I get they're missing players, but it's still a
It's
dangerous
still a
lineup
good
out
lineup.
there.
It's like
Like
when the Phillies
Otani
were
for let's not. I get Bryce Harper's our guy, and we want to say Bryce, but if there's one, I get Bryce is
oh,
1-2
Otani's
player
our
of the
guy.
months.
Yeah,
But if you're looking right now at the MVP, it's Otani. So
yeah.
you still
And
have him. You
Freeman's
have
still
Freeman,
35
who's a
years
former
old. He's a
MVP, is
stud.
still there. And Hernandez is still a very good player. They
Mhm.
got still bats in that lineup, so it's not
He's a
like
good
they're
player.
yeah.
Pajes has been a good player. Vargas, since he's come up, has been a good player. They have a very, very good lineup. And the Phillies just, they handled business at home just like they do. They win series at home and they handle business against the Dodgers. They're like, you're not coming into our place and you're not beating us. I wish they had the same idea when playing the A's, but it's like, but they were not losing that series no matter what. They set the tone game one, came back game two, and they're ready for game three to win that series, sweep that series.
I think I was just thankful too to see Wheeler and Nola really right the ship. Against
Yes.
a team
Nola
like the
gets a lot of
Dodgers.
Nola gets a lot of hate because of how many home
Well,
runs,
it's
but
well deserved though.
he's been a damn good season. He's bounced back after that, terrible year
Let's
last year.
not go. Listen, I'm a Nola guy.
Hey
Let's
man,
not
he's
go.
11 wins, it was a
Ranger
3.38
had
ERA.
didn't
He still
Walker
have
had led the league or led the team in wins last year, bud.
yeah, but he didn't have a 3.3 ERA. He
Three
had a
three's not
4.
impressive.
That's
Like, let's not say it's okay. Like if it wasn't Aaron Nola, if Zach Wheeler had a 3.3, you're gonna be like, okay. No, you're not. So
yeah.
let's not just judge because he has like I still don't think that's where he needs to be. I think he's definitely improved. But I
Yes.
think this is a huge building block, beating the Dodgers, really dominating the way he did. He looked very good. Wheeler
Sanchez
looked
pitched good
good.
again.
Sanchez looked good. So seeing those guys kind of right the ship was kind of a big deal with the way Ranger seems to have pulled out of the All-Star game now because of he's saying a lower back injury. Is this something? And I think we've all been really concerned. It seems it's started
The
before the
longevity
hand
of it.
injury. So we said all year the innings pitched from this guy. Is he somebody you think we can count on the second half now? Like I know we talked about even bringing back the innings, but at this point it seems like is he going to be here? Is he going to be healthy? Or is he this kind of Ranger that we're seeing this last few outings, which kind of throws a wrench in what you're doing or what you're looking at come trade deadline?
I don't know yet because what he has when he's on. He's so good. But you're right, those innings, they pile up. And for a guy right now who's on pace to pitch the most he's ever pitched his entire life. So like how is this gonna hold up? And you saw him in the playoffs last year. He just couldn't go deep into games. And he just would I don't know, maybe that's just who he is, but maybe he has a bounce back and he gets back to form the way he's been pitching all year. He's having a Cy Young level season. Hopefully, he can continue that into the second half. But maybe, if he's having a lower back problem, if his hands hurting a little bit, what's wrong with him missing 3 starts? Because we want him when it matters most, and that's in September and in October. So what's wrong with him? Maybe we don't see him for the rest of July. You give him that time, you put him in the IL for a little bit. Rest him up. He gets a couple rehab starts in there, and then you bring him back. Because if he does have a lower back injury, why put more stress on it for somebody who's going to pitch the most he's ever going to pitch in his career like this year? So let's give him that leeway to maybe rest up a little bit, not
Because,
not
do you
be
know
as
why though?
tired.
Do you know why I can't do that? I need to
But
know
you
what
also,
I need. I need to know what
yeah,
I need. I
yeah,
have to know
yeah,
what I need. So I have to see because you right now are the best team in baseball. You don't know how many years you have left of this team. And yes, I get we all talk about prospects and we love them, but this team right now is equipped to win. So I need to know if I need to go get a starter. So I can't have I yes, I get it. And if
they
to
do.
me, if
I still think they need a starter because they don't have a fifth guy still. I
oh,
mean,
you don't need five
Phillips,
guys. And come playoff
Phillips pitched
times,
good
it's gonna be my
yesterday.
four dudes.
Yeah,
You don't need
Phillips pitched
five.
good yesterday, but they need
No, if you
they,
have Ranger, I'm talking front of the rotation starter. Because if you lose Ranger or you don't have faith in Ranger, I think
yeah,
with what we've seen from Nola, Sanchez kind of is up and down a little bit. I know he's having a great season, but I still can't fully rely on him. Ranger was that third guy I thought we needed. Now, if he's not there, I don't trust Sanchez enough to be that third guy come there. So I think they need a top of the rotation
yeah,
starter if you're not believing in Ranger. And that kind of
yeah.
throws a
And there's
wrench
going to
into
be guys out
everything.
there who have the playoff experience, or maybe not have the playoff experience, but have had tremendous seasons
Listen,
this year. That
go get a Joe Blanton guy. Listen, that type of guy he's hot.
Jack
Like,
Flaherty, Jack Flaherty's
yes,
pitching well. Eric
there's
Fedde
those
hasn't
type
had a
of
good
guys you
track
can
record, but
get.
he pitched really good in Korea last year. He's having a phenomenal season this year for a guy, to get his leg back in this league, and he's come back and proven that he wants to stay and he does not want to leave this league. Fedde's another guy like that too. Crochet's going to cost a lot, but I mean, if it comes down to it, and you can get Crochet and Robert for Miller and Painter, and maybe another prospect you throw in there, you give your top three guys for him or top four guys for him. I mean, I'm perfectly fine with that. Even though we're getting Robert too, who's, I know a lot of people are against that because of his injury history, but if you're also getting Crochet, who's proven he can be a top end
Yeah,
starter in this league. I mean, and he's going to have a couple more years left on that of control. I mean, you're getting two guys with control who can play in this league when healthy.
yeah, I agree. I think that it really puts Dombrowski's going to have to do some thinking and really look at the
It's just
market.
weird. I want to see, because this his track record, man. He does it. I just
That's where I'm really shocked, and that's why I don't believe we're going to. And I said all last year, I believe this is going to
mhm.
be in the offseason. I think something big's happening this year. You can't with the way this team is formed. This team is they're one of the best built team. Like, and it's not. And to me, I say that
We can
lineup
see.
wise, defensively, I don't like the way, but lineup, they got guys that can hit. So you
I
need to
think we
go
can
out and
find
make
out a
sure you
lot
finish it.
tonight. I think we can figure out a lot tonight what they're going to do with their prospects, because depending
Where
how
they
they go
go,
with what they go with the draft, if they take a college outfielder or a college infielder or something along those lines,
they could be
you
ready to
maybe
call them up soon.
you,
Yeah.
you call him up soon, or just you're all right. We can get rid of Painter. We can get rid of a Crawford because this guy's going to be ready next year. So we don't have to worry about holding on to these guys. We're going to have somebody ready for next year. We can kind of see where they're going to go. I don't know if they're going to get a guy who's like Nolan Shonwell from the Angels last year, who got caught up immediately
Right away.
and was
Yeah.
playing. Yeah, I don't
Pretty
know if that's
well.
going to be. Yeah, and he's playing well. He's not there yet. He's still a young kid, but I mean, I don't know if they're going to be able to get that at the position that they are
No,
at.
I don't
But you
think
can,
something like
but
that.
you can still. I mean, you can still get
A
a really
year
good high
down the
school.
road, this
Yeah.
guy could be a year or two, ready to call up. So it's not.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
I do agree
Yes.
with what you're saying there, but I think this has to be the offseason because we have hit the unofficial. Like, yeah, we're more than halfway through, but this is the unofficial.
And the way it
Middle.
sounds is they believe they're a World Series team, whether they make a move or
I
not.
do
So,
believe they're World Series a
I
bust.
do, I do,
I
I think they
see.
can win it without making a move.
I
But
agree.
the
I
move,
1,000%
the
agree with
move
you
would
though.
just like it gives you more confidence, and if you get that hitter, you're sitting there and you're like, yes, now if Tarper Turner, boom, Casty, Sorba, they're struggling. You got this extra guy in that lineup where they didn't have it last year, or you get that extra pitcher in that in that rotation spot who could go 6 innings. The Ranger can only go 4 innings. You get 2 extra innings and saves the bullpen some. Because they got you so much in the playoffs last year. They got so much used. It just gives you that extra firepower that you had that you don't have. So maybe that's something. We'll see what happens when they draft tonight, and we'll see what happens the rest of the month. But I do they are going to make a move. I 100%. I'm not 100%, but I mean I think 85%. I believe they're going to get Brent Rooker. I think that's
15
going to be the
days
guy.
away.
And yeah, I think Brent Rooker could seriously be a guy that they get. He's having a tremendous year. It seems like he kind of figured it out. He has 21 home runs now. Hit 3 this weekend, I think, or hit 2 this weekend.
listen, if that's the guy we go and get, I'm not. I
The
can't be
issue is
upset.
he's not a great fielder. That's the issue. That's the problem.
But that's that's listen. If you're going to run with that, just run with it at this point because that's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at it, it's a tough week. But did you expect, looking back at it now, opening day, did you expect at this point our Philadelphia Phillies to be still 3.5? They're still 3.5. So I don't know how, depending on how it goes. So I think Cleveland lost today, 3.5 games up. Still the only team with 60 wins, 62 and 34.
Cleveland's the second best team in
That's
baseball.
insane. Nobody, I wouldn't have thought either was.
That's the number one overall pick tonight.
That's insane. I did see. I was like, that was when I saw that earlier today. I thought wild. But did you see this? Like 62 wins at the All-Star break.
No, I actually would have positioned him where the Braves were, but I also wouldn't think the Braves would have this big of a lead on the Phillies. I think they would. It'd be a closer thing. They'd be a closer matchup. I think they would be in the 50 win range, and Braves would be in the 50 win range, and one of them would be in first and second place in the division. But 62 wins in the best team in baseball. I did not see this. I didn't see it coming. I don't think anybody saw it coming. Like, I knew they had the potential, but it was always the question: were they going to be this good in April?
Could they do it? Could they start it in the beginning? I think that was
because
once
did. June came around the past 2 seasons, they've been probably the best team besides maybe Atlanta.
Yeah, they've been right there, but even all the stats last year from like the end of July on, they were right there with Atlanta and any other team and the best team in baseball. They're right there. So it was always, could they do it? Harper really,
him being back.
Turner still, he'd be leading the league in average if he was healthy.
And the Mets fans were bitching last week that, how dare Lindor not get the All-Star game and Turner gets his. Well, guess what? He just hit 8 home runs in 12 days, Mets fans, so suck it.
Yeah. Trey Turner's the man. He's damn good. This is the guy. I'm glad he's showing up.
Yes,
but I'm just excited.
It feels good, like, after last year where the way you see him, like, you just like, this isn't him. And you're getting so frustrated. Like, please don't be like that contract where he just lost, like Anthony Rendon, who just completely lost it over in Anaheim. Like he came back this year and he's unbelievable to watch.
No, it's beautiful. But I do think, right, we do have, I'm not mistaken, there's going to be games at the end of the weekend, right?
Second half. Friday's the first game. Friday.
So,
they're off Tuesday.
See. So, okay, fact. So we still go ahead. What's your fun fact?
Fun fact for everybody. So, what are the 2 days in the year where there's no professional sports on, the Big Four?
Isn't it like the day after the baseball All-Star game?
The 2 days after the baseball All-Star game.
Really?
There's the only 2 days where there's no professional sports on because there's playing baseball in September. Sundays you have football. NBA starts in November.
I know it's the
November. One. Yeah. Hockey starts October, November. So there's always hockey and NBA All-Star games aren't the same day, so they're still playing there's still games on every day. The only 2. But there's no sports on.
But listen, we come out of no sports to Pittsburgh, which you come out you go and you feel good. You come out against Pittsburgh, who's not a very good team. I would love to see Skeens.
The hitters have to show up that series because Keller's a pretty good pitcher.
I hope we see
Skeens. If he's starting Monday, he goes an inning. We're probably seeing him Saturday or Sunday. I would
100% believe so.
So that's another good arm. That's going to be a tough matchup. And then Jones is out, so you're not getting Jones. Martin Perez is out.
But
Marco Gonzalez came back, but he stinks. So it's like at least 2 pitchers are going to be pretty. You're going to face 2 pretty good pitchers that series.
When you look at it, the reason that Oakland series and I think this Pittsburgh series is so big is because coming out of that, you have Minnesota, Cleveland, New York, Seattle, Dodgers. So you got some big hitters. You got a tough schedule coming up, like we all said, coming out of the All-Star break. So going in, congratulations.
Coming up besides Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Phillies have 5 pitchers, or was it 5 pitchers now? The major league record,
MLB record.
8 total All-Stars. It's beautiful. We have a great team.
Did that tie the MLB record for most All-Stars?
I didn't see that. I just knew the 5 pitchers.
I know the 5 pitchers was the most ever, but I felt like I saw 8 All-Stars was the record for.
It could. It's got to be close. It's
got
to be close.
It's obviously the Royals probably would be the team that had it when they did it back in 2016 or 15, whenever.
2015 when they stacked the ballots.
Yeah. So, but it's close.
So going in three games against Pittsburgh, what do you got the record for the week?
3 games, 2-1. I think Pittsburgh with their, I think Skeens is going to give him a little bit of trouble the way he's been pitching.
Listen, I love Skeens too. Don't sit here and give me Skeens is going to beat us. Okay. Don't give me Skeens.
And Keller's good too, so they could steal one. I don't think they're winning. I do not think they're winning the series. If they don't steal one with Skeens or Keller pitching, then Phillies sweep. That's how it's going to be.
I think Phillies go 2-1 as well. I do think they, the bats are going to be alive, but it's a big series. They have to win that because they got some big dogs coming up. But
I just don't want these guys to get cold, man. Like Turner, this sucks that he's gonna play for a little bit.
No, I'm not. Listen, he's fine. I think these guys, they're seasoned. I don't believe you're not going to get cold throughout the season. These guys are ready. I cannot wait for the second half of the season to start. I'm really excited with the trade deadline coming up. You got the draft coming up. So when like John said, I do think that's going to kind of dictate how they're going to look at the future of this team and the trade this year.
I don't think what they get there. It's going to be the player to be announced later. I don't think he's going to be that type.
Oh
of player.
No,
I think it's going to be how they want to build for the future.
Or who they're trading away, who they have now.
Yes, I think that's how they're going to determine. But it also, I still want best available player at that point because it's so hard with baseball because you can always trade them. I wouldn't mind that catcher for Malcolm Miller, was that his name? Whatever his name was that Chris wanted to catch.
Malcolm Miller. Malcolm Miller.
I wouldn't mind a catcher. I don't know. For some reason, I think Dombrowski's MO is he goes high schoolers, man. I think he wants to develop these players, that MLB players that this organization wants. And it seems the way they've been going with Painter, how he's developed. Abel's having a down year, but the way he's developed, he was doing pretty good besides this year. Crawford's developed into a really good player. He went 1 for 3 yesterday in the Futures game. Miller, he's developed. He got hit by a pitch and got an RBI in yesterday's game. So it seems like the guys that they want to develop these young guys the way they want to go through their organization if they possibly get that call up to they want to dictate how that.
Well, you don't have that much. It's nice to see Phillies actually getting guys now. Like it's nice to see the prospects and have a deep farm stem.
Is that his name, Castlin? I mean, he looks like the 6th-round pick from next year. He looks like an absolute steal. He's been unbelievable this year. That Cab has been playing well. It seems like they have the right guys in control. I like Dombrowski knows what he did it everywhere, so he knows what he's doing.
I just don't want to see half of these guys up. I want to see half of them traded.
With all those guys that the Padres developed, Tatis, James Woods, Robert Hazel, Mackenzie Gore, all those guys who went through that system, they have Don Mattingly's son who's, the head of player development. So it seems like they finally hired the right guys for this organization to, develop a farm system.
Listen, I trade them though. That's why we get them.
Yeah.
You go get. That's what. Listen, I'm excited. I can't wait. We have the trade deadline coming up.
We haven't seen a trade from Dombrowski's because I really do think John Middleton realized where they screwed up 10 years ago, where they traded a lot of their prospects. They traded a lot of their prospects away. Not all.
Stop. You don't know what you're talking about.
None of them long-term success. The owner said, "I want long-term."
How many? Stop. I don't want to get into this argument now. But how many of them actually got good? None of them. You can't name one. Don't give me Carlos Carrasco because he was nothing. So just knock it off. Nobody. There was the catcher, the bum catcher's name that they traded to Cleveland
Travis Darno?
No, not Travis Darno.
Because
he wasn't. No, it was Lou Morrison's. I think Lou Morrison's was a big time
prospect. I believe it was Travis Darno.
Nope, Lou Morrison's got traded.
It was whatever. Travis Darno was still the Phillies prospect as well.
He's okay, and he's not nothing we got back. So let's not. I don't care about trades. Not one of the guys we traded in that deadline or that time frame of that championship runs we had, not one of them turned into anything. Okay, so let's trade all these bums. Go get us a World Series this year. This team's prepped for it. We are the best team in baseball at the All-Star deadline break. Right now, All-Star game.
We are.
You'd like to see him win. You want to see our guys in. You'd like to see it. We know who's starting. Let's get a win. Let's rest up. Let's hope Schwarber and those guys kind of rest up. Cassidy's starting to figure it out. The boys are hitting seasons back. Let's start out strong coming out against Pittsburgh. Let's go 3-0. I'm saying 2-1. John said 2-1. I'm sure Chris would say 3-0. I'm going to go ahead and say 3-0 for Chris because Chris hates Skeens. He wants Skeen to blow out his elbow, so Chris would definitely say 3-0. He may even say 4-0 in a 3-game series, okay? That's how much Chris hates that team. So I know what Chris would say.
I don't think he hates him. I think he just – I don't know. I think he hates the love that so much love he gets, but I think it's good for that organization needs that stuff, man. They need to.
Yeah, he's gonna be a Yankee in 6 years or a Dodger in 6 years, so it don't matter.
Him?
Garrett Cole's already a Dodger. You know where he played?
No,
He
he's a
was.
Yankee.
Yep.
He-
Or yeah, Yankee. You know who he started?
Pittsburgh.
Started Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Tyler Glasnow. Do you know where Tyler Glasnow is? The Dodgers. You know where he started?
Yeah, he started there too.
Okay. They don't pay their stars. He's going somewhere. Okay, so he's not worried. But we got 2-1. And I think I'm gonna try to do the Chris stuff because I don't know it. If you are watching on our YouTube page, ring that bell, like and subscribe. I think the same on the Facebook page. I don't know if this is live on Twitter. I don't think mine could get it live on Twitter. So Chris will post it later. But if you're on Twitter watching this now, after, love us, retweet us, quote tweet us, whatever the tweets do or I'm sorry, X. I guess it's X these days. But yeah, give us a like, subscribe. We'll be back probably right next weekend. I think with a 3-game series. We'll talk. Well, maybe I'll leave that up to Chris. Chris will put it out there. He'll let you guys know.
It'll probably be Sunday. I don't see us doing
maybe
a show to talk about the All-Star game.
Really. No, I mean like even just because they're 3-game series, like maybe he'll wait and break it all down together. But we'll let you know. We really appreciate each and every one of you guys that watch us and follow us. You know, I know Chris says it all the time. It's really a blessing to have you guys really, watch us and follow us. Listen, we're just 3 dumb idiots that love baseball that be talking about it anyway, regardless who's here or not. But we got the best team in baseball, ladies and gentlemen. And I think it's something I know me and John were upset at the beginning of this episode. But I think both of us could tell you.
It's not really it's just a disappointment because
the frustration.
You sweep the Dodgers and you lose series to the A's. That's just
it's frustrating.
These are bad taste in your mouth that series. That's all.
But listen, we're still 3.5 games up.
For best record, now, what are we in division? Probably 8 still, 7.5?
8.5.
8.5 now. Oh,
8.5. Yeah, 8.5. So listen, let's come out hot. We appreciate all of you. For Johnny Mac, for Chris D. Chris, thank you for trusting us to run the show today. I probably did a terrible job.
Even though you ditched us.
He did. He doesn't love us. He'd rather be in Texas, apparently. He'd rather be with his family. How dare him? Can't even, like, he claimed he was going to dinner with the family tonight. Yeah, we know. We get it, Chris. You don't love us.
You were sitting by a lake beach or something and they're doing
fishing,
something.
Yeah. The cold, nice adult beverage. A Steve Weiser, if you may. We appreciate each and every one of you. Let's go. All the Phillies in the All-Star game. Let's hope they play well. And let's come out hot against the Pirates. Thank you all. Like, subscribe. Appreciate each and every one of you. Till next week. Johnny Mac, I'm Jason Kent. Thank you. Love you all.